this controversy with Chilli, I can't say I'm surprised. It's been a long time coming for her to show her true colors, because I started noticing things a few years back. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the beginning, when I started noticing things. She did this reality show with Little Kim and some other girls, some of them was Little Kim, it was like a Little Kim's Cruise or something to that effect. And the whole while she was there with those women, she kind of acted like she was too good to be there. Like, this is all my opinion and all allegedly, but the way she was acting on that show, a lot of times I felt like, why did you even come? She was acting too good, like she's on this journey of a higher plane and she can't indulge in this and she won't indulge in that. She kind of turned her nose up at the hunky guys they had serving them and helping them aboard the cruise ship, and they were guys of color, and it was mostly women of color, and she just seemed very snooty. Like, she was kind of turning her nose up at them and their behavior, if they got a little loud, if they got a little rambunctious. And it's like, why did you bother to come? They're there to have fun. It's a girls' trip. You're too good to do this or that. Why are you even here? That's what it came off to me. I didn't know what her problem was. I still looked at her as Chilli from TLC. Grew up listening to the group like anyone else. I was never a huge fan. I don't own a single album of theirs, but I was familiar with their music, And she just gave these vibes of, she just seemed like she was too good to be there with them. But I feel it's all part of a master plan. Her and Nicki Minaj and other black celebrities, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. So it was very cringe to watch her on that show, from what I remember in my recollection. And okay, so that was first observation. The second observation came along when a commenter was trying to compliment her on her beautiful chocolate skin, which she does have, which is and always was darker complected than, say, the late Left Eye and her current remaining member, T-Boz. They're what would be considered high yellow or light skinned. Nothing against it, I'm just stating that's what they would be considered. She would be considered, a deeper brown tone. The commenter that was paying her a compliment on her skin a couple years back, because I observed this on her page, she was just complimenting her skin because she's always had great skin. She has a great regimen of pelt, credit to her for that. But the commenter was just complimenting her on that, and she felt the need to correct her. Oh, my skin is caramel, not chocolate. And it's like, first of all, the commenter didn't say it was dark chocolate, which it is, or it was. But, I suspect allegedly she's trying to, fix that, quote unquote, as a part of her transformation, which I'm going to get to. But yeah, there was a small backlash about that. I even spoke about it on my old page before it was shut down. And I was side-eyeing her yet again, like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? As a black woman, why are you offended for someone complimenting you on your black skin? Is that a sin to be dark skinned or something that you had to make it clear? Oh no, I'm not dark chocolate, I'm caramel. I'm more caramel color. And again, the commenter didn't specify if she was dark chocolate, white chocolate, medium chocolate. Mind you, there's a such thing as white chocolate, So the fact that she immediately associated saying that she had dark skin just goes to show you the colorism inherent bias that she has within herself towards darker skin tones, or even being perceived as having a darker skin tone, as if there's something wrong with it, which is what whitewashed European society has told us for, eons of years. And we still have this complex within the African American, the island, because they like to say they're not American, so they don't deal with that, which is a lie. These products of lightening and skin brightening industry, it's $1 billion industry among all cultures where there are those who might have a darker skin tone. And this isn't just Africans. This is Indians, even Asians. Some Asians have a deeper, more, and all these terms are arbitrary because, let's be real, no one is actually black, no one is actually white, no one is actually red, no one is actually yellow. But we use those terms because they more closely identify with what we are as humans. But I've never seen a white person that's white like a sheet of paper. I've never seen a black person that's black like, the blackest thing you can name. Never in my life. I've seen dark brown, but I've never seen anyone who's like literally jet black. There are undertones of brown always, even within the darkest tone. So these terms are arbitrary. Let's just get that clear. They're arbitrary, and they don't really mean anything other than to be the closest representation of what we're associating with, the superficial skin color that we have, because we're all a part of the human race. The color doesn't matter, but then it does matter when one color is upheld over another. And clearly she's of that mentality by her comment to a commenter that was complimenting her, and it made no sense. And then, that kind of faded away. She kind of got a pass then, and she was still Chilli from TLC, and she was still cool, crazy, sexy, cool, whatever. I saw a clip recently that I had just discovered, because you know what they're going to do. The internet's going to do its thing. They're going to start digging up all the questionable things that she's done that maybe she got away with now that this most recent controversy has occurred. That recent controversy being that she reposted a conspiracy post about Michelle Obama being a man. Why are people so obsessed with trying to say Michelle Obama is a man? Let's just say she is a man, secretly a man. Okay, so, and what does that do? What does that prove? Does it prove that a man can give birth because those kids look just like her daughters look just like her? So are we going to sit up here and say they've secretly found a way for men to give birth? Is that what we're on now in 2026? Like, I just don't get it. It's so childish and so ignorant. Why is there this big push to push the idea that Michelle Obama is a man? No, she isn't. And if she was secretly a man, okay, now what? You've got Republican Caucasian men dressing up as women themselves. So apparently, cross-dressing and gender swapping is the norm on both sides. So where are we going with this if Michelle was secretly a man? And I really don't understand how someone who's not even in the White House anymore is still constantly getting bashed. You know, not too long ago, Trump's social media posted her and Barack, as monkeys, which we know is deeply rooted in racial slurs against black people. And so here Chilli is in this video on her Instagram trying to explain that it was an accident. She didn't mean to repost that. And a lot of people are saying, no, it's really over for her now. It's really over for her now. She's also dating, you know, Caucasian guy, the guy from, you know, Joey Lawrence, I think it is, the Lawrence brothers, you know, very big in the 90s. And it's like she's trying to go full on, I don't know what you can call it, because she, Nicki Minaj, others like her, they will never be Caucasian women are accepted among those elite Caucasian conservative women. They will never be accepted among them other than pawns to be used to push a narrative, you know, against their own people. That's it. They will never fully be embraced, and they will never fully go into all the doors that have previously been closed to them, but now they think they're elevating to, allegedly, presumably, because the connections they seek to receive, they feel will be more plentiful or fruitful on the other side. Or maybe they're trying to elevate themselves in some way that will bring them back out into the forefront in some way. Endorsements and such. I don't know. All I know is it's not going to work. It hasn't worked yet because we look at it as if you have to downplay your own race to get a leg up in the race, you're a disgrace. You know, there's nothing you're going to get from us. You're going to lose us, and you're going to have to try your darndest to gain them because it's over with us. You know, you've cut that thread. Only the clowns who think like you and do things the way that you do and feel like they have to erase who they are to fit in with what they think is superior to them, which is an inherent racism toward against yourself, whether you know it or not. Only they are going to follow with you. Everyone else is going to fall away from you. But, you know, there's a clip that came out and resurfaced that shows her liking Trump's post. It also shows her being interviewed about the Black Lives Matter movement, and she says, well, all lives matter. Duh, all lives matter. The point of the Black Lives Matter movement was to say Black lives matter too, and just as much as the white lives. That's what that was for. Now, whether that message was always at the forefront of that group, I know there's controversy surrounding that, but that doesn't negate the phrase itself. I'm separating the phrase from the group because during that time, with everything that was going on, it was a message that needed to be heard. Even though the way that it was gone about by agitators who infiltrated and flipped it around, this is what I've seen. But she wasn't even speaking from that perspective. When I watched the clip, she was speaking on the phrase itself. She saw the phrase as an assault on all lives, as though it was saying only Black Lives Matter. And so she felt the need to negate that and say, no, all lives matter, as if stating that Black Lives Matter was saying that the rest do not, when it was simply saying that they do matter as well and should be treated the way the others are treated. Because let's be honest, no one experiences systemic racism the way that people of color do. And there's more than one person of color. And that's where a lot of people go wrong as well. There are several people of color. The only ones who are not people of color are the Caucasians. And they're the only ones who have systemically tried to rig things in their favor historically, even dating back to apartheid, to the colonizers that went into all these different countries and set up shop to take over or attempt to take over. There are places that are only under the rule of a certain country because of that colonization. So this is what we're saying when we're putting forth these different movements to bring awareness about the treatment of people who are not in that category of what society has tried to push all around the world of being a superior race or ideal. You don't see any race that has ever tried to push the idea of being the superior race other than the Caucasian race. So when someone creates something to bring awareness against that, you don't negate that by trying to include them in that as though they're not the ones who are the perpetuators of the grievance in the first place. But that's what she did in her statement. And so that resurfaced. I can't wait to see what else is going to resurface because it's really not looking good for her. And she's supposed to be going on tour with TLC and Vogue. Well, she is TLC, but in Vogue and Salt and Pepper. And it's like, some people, they don't want to see her. They don't. And I don't know. We'll see how the ticket sales do. But, some people love drama no matter what it is. And they might want to go just because of what's happening. So it could go either way. But yeah, I think she does officially need to be canceled because she clearly, and she's experienced some traumatic things in her life. And again, this is projection and speculation, but I feel like the men that she's made herself a fool of in her life, she's spoken openly about having an abortion. She's spoken about her relationship with the producer guy, Usher as well, I believe. And it's like, I feel she personally has a vendetta against Black men and people of color in general, in that they weren't able to elevate her or love her the way that she felt she needed to be. And so now, not only is she stepping outside of her race, she's also trying to dismantle her race at the same time and pull herself away from that. But she'll always be what she is. It's going to backfire on her, and it'll be really sad if she and the new guy break up. because she's trying to. And this is what a lot of people do. And this is why I don't like to see interracial couples parade their interraciality around like a spectacle. Like, if you want to be viewed as your love is natural and normal, like any other love is natural and normal, why do you have to parade it around? They're the only ones that you see parading themselves around like a spectacle just because you're an interracial couple. So what? Who cares? Go be interracial to yourself. Why do you feel the need to, and again, nothing against interracial dating. You do what you want to do. But they're the only ones, whether it's a black man and a white woman, or a black woman and a white man, and especially in the, people of color from the African diaspora community. They're the main ones that do it. You rarely see an Asian and a Mexican feeling the need to put up in someone's face, oh, we're an interracial couple, I'm Mexican, he's Asian. Oh, look at us, we're an interracial couple. I'm Indian and he's I don't know. You get what? See, I can't even think of an example, because the only examples I see going up and down social media algorithms concerning swirling involve a black man and a white woman, or a black woman and a white man. Those two combos of interracial dating are the only ones that feel the need to make themselves a spectacle. Look at me, I'm a black man with a white woman, or I'm a white woman with a black man. Look at me, I'm a black woman with a white man, or I'm a white man with a black woman. Look at me, look at us, look what we're doing. Look at us, we're interracial, we're this and that. Like, so? Who cares? And then they're the main ones that end up breaking up. Their interracial relationships don't last compared to all the other demographics, because it's a superficial thing for them. It's, they want to say it's not. They want to say our love is deep and so forth, but your love is like you're treating it as a, again, like I said, like a spectacle. And it's like, who cares? Like, go sit down somewhere. You're just like anyone else, right? You want to be treated like anyone else who's dating whoever they want. So why are you contradicting that by making yourself into a spectacle? I don't understand why we have to get so many interviews of her and Joey. I don't know, is it Joey or is it Matthew? I don't know why we have to get, it's like they're only there, they're not promoting a movie, they're not promoting music, they're not promoting a new workout, line, outfits or anything. They're basically there to just sit there and talk about their relationship. Like they're the first interracial couple to ever exist, and let's make a spectacle of it. What? Who cares? Go sit down somewhere. What are you doing? You're losing every shred of anything you ever had, And this is what several other black celebrities are doing. And again, I think it's because they're trying to boost themselves up, allegedly. Again, speculation, this is all my opinion. They're trying to boost themselves up and secure themselves in society. I don't know, maybe they know something the rest of us don't know. She stated by so many things that were like very problematic within the black community. And I'm sure she's going to say, oh, I'm not just black, I'm Native American, I have this, I have that. Who cares? Who cares? It's not about that. It's about what you are for the majority percentage of your DNA and how you feel the need to downplay that. That's what this is about. And it's like, again, you can be like, I'm not trying to say, first thing people are going to say, so black people can't be Republicans, black people can't be conservatives. You most absolutely can. But if you feel the need to be that in order to distance yourself from and downplay and belittle and put conspiracy theories of someone who has achieved so much as a black woman in the face of adversity in order to become one of those conservatives that do the exact same thing, then no, you're not valid. There's an ulterior motive behind why you are presenting yourself as such. There's an ulterior motive behind it. So it's like, how else should anyone look at someone like you, who's behaving like you and saying the things that you're saying and doing the things that you're doing? How else should someone look at that? Like, I don't know how else it should be seen. And like a lot of these comments are saying in this here video clip that she posted, yeah, she's got the stand fans that are going to stand till the end, but a lot of them sound like they really aren't buying it. And in other places, other posts that I've seen, yeah, she's going to always have some fans. She will never be 100% canceled, but a lot of them aren't buying it. And what you've got to understand about the TLC brand, if you know their history, they have struggled financially in the past. And yeah, some of it wasn't their fault, through no fault of their own. But what you've got to understand is, with them being the band that they were not racking in the millions. And even her account, it has 1 point something million followers. By today's standards, that's nothing. That 1.1 or 4 million followers might as well be 1,000 followers by today's standards. She can't afford to lose endorsements, to lose fans, to lose money to the TLC brand. She can't. But then again, maybe she can if she's got everything paid for and doesn't have any debt. Pay all of her taxes up and everything like that. Maybe she's learned her lesson from the first time around when they had their financial issues. Then it won't matter if she's canceled or not. But yeah, it's not looking good, and it'll be very interesting to see where this goes. Well, that is the end of this commentary episode. Commentary comrades, thank you for listening if you've been listening this far. What do you think? Are you still Team Chilli?